What is going on, everybody? This is your boy JPTHEGLOVE74. Hey, man. I'm sorry I've not been making any videos in a while. I just been taking a little short break. I just been busy with work and everything. But now I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I got a new setup. If you guys like it, it's not much of all. I'm still like progressing, but it is what it is. If you guys like the new background, hit that comment down below if you like it. That's great. If you don't like it, I'm so sorry. but yeah, it's not really much to setup. It's still I'm still progressing as the months go by. But it's a fresh start. I'm very blessed and happy. I get to come back and bring y'all some new videos. So this week we're gonna check out what made SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 so awesome by WrestlinGifs. This game right here, it was in my childhood right here. I love playing this game so many times. Me and my brother used to play the heck out of this game so many times. You know, the roster, the story mode, of course GM mode. When I was a kid, I really didn't get GM mode that much. I just like kept scoring to the game. I mostly played the exhibition games, the story mode, creative wrestler entrance. I've been doing all that. I really didn't get GM mode, but I can see why a lot of people love GM mode right here, because it's one of the best. I wish I could understand it, but it is what it is. But we'll get into this. If this is your first time, this is JPTHEGLOVE74. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. If you guys have any questions, hit that comment down below. Without further ado, let's get into this.
The motherfucking saga continues.
In 2005, one of my personal favorite songs of all time was released, Hate It or Love It by The Game and 50 Cent. My boy Sidney Crosby was drafted in the NHL, and in the WWE, it was a great year.
It was.
Cena and Batista became top guys. There were great feuds like Taker versus Orton.
Yeah, 2005 in WWE was really
good. In November of 2005, the yearly WWE game was released for the PlayStation 2. And man, I know I always set the table for you guys, and I always hype it up and talk about the lead up to the game. But let's just cut to the chase this time. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. I love this game. To be honest, this video is not even a review for the game. This is basically just a love letter to the game.
Yes.
If you were to ask me my favorite games of all time, I would say games like Here Comes the Pain, San Andreas,
Love that
Mercy,
game.
Need for Speed Underground 2, and Most Wanted. And honestly, I would say this game is up there as well.
It is,
this is an
definitely.
all-time personal favorite game. So let's go back to 2005 and see what made this game so special.
Here we go, y'all.
First things first. I love the soundtrack in this game.
Yes, and the soundtrack was really good in this game. It was really good.
Every SmackDown vs. Raw game had a fire soundtrack, and there's nothing different here. Another year, another banger soundtrack in the SmackDown vs. Raw series. What I loved about the soundtrack, it was a lot more low-key. The songs were from low-key rappers.
low-key.
As a result, you discovered a lot of music that normally you probably wouldn't have discovered. So I'm always thankful for the SmackDown vs. Raw games for that. My favorite song on the soundtrack has to be Broken.
Yes, I love that. I love that song.
When it comes to match types, everything you want to play, it's here. And it has been like that since SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. And it's all good fun. They also added a new match that fans had been wanting forever. The Buried Alive match.
Yes, Buried Alive match. I remember that. I remember the Buried Alive match.
We love the detail. And the fact that it looked so realistic made it so much better. It looked exactly like how it did in Survivor Series 2003. And the fact that there was a dump truck too was super cool, because when you win, the truck releases sand onto the grave.
Yeah, it was really cool, really cool.
What made this match fun though was it wasn't as simple as, oh, you simply Irish whip your opponent into the casket, close it, and win. Well, that's what you had to do, but you had to work for it. It wasn't that easy. And also, once they were finally in the casket, they can still fight back.
Yes.
It was an actual challenge.
I know that.
This game had every match you could possibly want to play. Hell in a Cell, ladder matches, TLC, Iron Man, Hardcore, Submission, 3 Stages of Hell. And now, yeah, they finally added a Buried Alive match. So finding a fun match to play in this game won't be an issue, trust me. And then they also added one more feature which made exhibition matches much more fun.
Yes.
You can finally have title matches in exhibition.
These were really fun. These were really fun back in the day.
Forever, and we finally got it. So now you and your buddy can team up and go after the tag team championship. You can have world title matches, cruiserweight title matches. It added so much more fun to playing exhibition matches, because now you can win some titles. So the matches are there, but how is the roster? Arguably the weakest part of SmackDown vs. Raw from the previous year was the roster. And now the roster is generally the same. But what makes it better than last year is that the young stars progress so much over the course of the year. So Batista, John Cena, Randy Orton,
and Edge were
really
true.
solid in 2004, of course. They were the future. Well, in 2005, they became the present. So they became big-time players in real life and also in the game. So yeah, they were cool to play with in 2004, but now they're even more desirable. And then you add in wrestlers like Booker T, Benoit, Eddie,
the roster of this game was pretty solid.
Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, to name a few. It's a pretty solid roster. It's not the best. It's not Here Comes the Pain, but it's good and it's an improvement. Also, legends are back, and we finally get Stone Cold Steve Austin back into the game. Hulk Hogan is back for the first time since Shut Your Mouth. You add in The Rock and Bret Hart, and like I said, it's a solid roster.
It was.
Similar to with the matches, you're not going to have any issues finding someone to wrestle with. All the arenas are there as well, and I was so happy they included ECW One Night Stand. And we also got a surprise retro arena. Yeah, we got WrestleMania 9. I thought this was so cool as a kid, wrestling outside in the desert. This was before I knew, though, what kind of shit
it was pretty bad.
A really cool looking arena. And where this game shines is the graphics. It looks so polished. SmackDown vs. Raw from the previous year looked good, but this was such an improvement. The polish is amazing, the models are sharp, and the arenas just look so fantastic. And the entrances are better than ever, the models are better than ever. Without a doubt, it was a huge jump from the last year, and that's saying something, because last year, it's not like it was some ugly, disgusting game. It's crazy how good they made this game look, and we were pretty deep into the PlayStation 2 life cycle. Hell, in 2005, the Xbox 360 came out. But just look how good this game looks to this day. And
so good.
Shit,
Still so good.
Fun. The series took a turn towards realism in 2004 with the first SmackDown vs. Raw, and they were still going for that here. But it does not take away from the game one bit. It's still fast-paced, but it's much more realistic and fine-tuned. So it still feels like the older games, but it's updated enough to feel different at the same time, if that makes any sense. It's a really good mixture of realism and arcade gameplay, so you can have realistic matches if you like, but still it's fast-paced enough to have some totally crazy, unrealistic matches as well. I love the momentum meter they added here. Before, it was a simple bar you fill up to get your finisher. Now you have a meter that can go up or down, similar to the Aki wrestling games on the Nintendo 64. It makes the matches flow really well and balances out the action, because now you can't just keep spamming the same moves over and over again. And now, if you start getting your ass kicked, you lose momentum, which takes you further away from your finisher. It was a feature that we never thought we needed in Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain, or the first SmackDown vs. Raw. But once we got it, it was like, whoa, where was this the whole time? What kind of cavemen were we playing without this? They also added stamina, which was cool, but let's be real, we all turned that shit off.
Yeah, I really didn't like the stamina. The stamina really took the game away.
It was a good idea, but we just wanted to have fun.
That's right, amen.
I also love how the computer plays in this game. The computer is actually good, and the AI is fun to verse, and it was improved a lot from the past games. And now you can even customize on the settings how you want the computer to fight, how good their reversals, how often they do certain things. It was cool to finally tune the computer how you want it to. The gameplay is just good, it's addicting, and you can't get enough of it. And then you add in how good everything looks, it's a match made in heaven. The season mode in this game is wonderful.
Yes, it was. It was really good.
It's different from past years for sure. One, because it's pretty
so
linear,
good.
But the voice acting has improved so much. It's amazing.
It
actually feels like you're watching a real WWE show. And now your character can speak as well. And surprisingly, it's not that cheesy. Well, sometimes it is, but nonetheless, it's still pretty fun to play. The season is broken down into chapters now, and the storylines are pretty lit. Like, how can anyone forget the iconic Who Ran the storyline?
I remember that. I remember.
I'll see you Thursday.
This was really good.
Damn.
Love this game.
I hate to see that girl go, but I love watching her leave. Holla.
Yep. And boom. Yeah. season mode was really good.
was also a personal favorite of mine as well. There are a bunch of storylines. Some are exclusive with certain wrestlers, like the ECW one, which I never ran into as a kid, but when I replayed this last year, I somehow got it, and I was so shook because I didn't know this existed. So there are two story modes, one for Raw and one for SmackDown, and at the end of the day, the main goal for both the Raw and SmackDown storylines is to end up winning the title at WrestleMania. And then when you win them, you unlock them to be used in Exhibition. So going back to title defenses in Exhibition, once you unlock them here, you can wrestle for them in Exhibition. The season mode is a fun time.
It was.
It still holds up to this day. So in 2019, if you go back and play this, you'll still have fun playing it and you'll still be enjoying it. And honestly, it's pretty immersive. A feature that everyone loves to this day, a mode that we always use in every single year, is Create an Entrance. And this was the first PlayStation 2 wrestling game to have Create an Entrance, a game staple to this day. Everybody loved creating an entrance, so this was a huge inclusion.
It was,
I could
definitely.
finally make The Undertaker walk out as a Tivo. Woohoo. The creator wrestler in this game was really solid as well. The best up until that point. You could realistically make anyone you wanted. Some of the creative wrestlers you could find on the internet were insane. Look how good this Sting looks. One of the coolest parts about Creative Wrestler, though, is you finally got voices for your Creative Wrestler as well. So if you took your Creative Wrestler into career mode, he actually speaks. A huge, huge plus. But yeah, that's it. The game is lit. It's a WWE game with good gameplay, good roster, good graphics, fun season mode with proper voice acting, Create an Entrance, the best Creative Wrestler up until that point, which finally has Creative Wrestler voiceovers. What more could you ask for? That right there is a fire wrestling game. But they didn't stop there. Actually, they introduced my favorite wrestling game mode of all time.
GM mode.
Ladies and gentlemen, GM mode.
And like I said, I really didn't get GM mode as a kid. I really didn't get it.
Countless hours of NBA, NHL, and FIFA manager modes. I loved building my teams, signing free agents, doing fantasy drafts, making trades, winning the championship. I loved it because it brought on my competitive side. I wanted to be the best, I wanted to build the best team, and I always wanted to win it all. And now you could do that in the WWE. Holy shit, it was genius. It was perfect. And honestly, in my opinion, it's the best mode ever. I probably spent more hours playing GM mode from SVR 06 until 2008 than the season modes those years. That's how much I love GM mode. So what was GM mode? It was simple. You choose either Raw or SmackDown. You're the general manager. Either take over the roster as it was, or you draft a new one. And every week for 1 year, you go head to head with the other show in a ratings war. Every week, you gotta put on the best show you can and gain fans. And whoever has the most fans at the end of the year wins GM of the year.
Yep, that's true.
It was the first time in a WWE game that for me it was truly competitive. Because with season mode, eventually you'll figure it out. You know, you'll win most matches. If not, eventually you will win. You'll beat your arch enemy, you'll spam a few moves, you'll win by countout, you'll figure it out, like, you know, you'll pull it off, right? Same thing like Exhibition. Worst case you lose, do a rematch. But now it was more than just winning matches. It was more than just button mashing. Now it was about strategy, roster building, managing your finances. You actually had to think. I loved thinking of ways to get the upper hand on the other show. And the best part was, it was hard. As a kid, I used to fail so much. You know how many times my numbers were broken?
It was kind of hard. It was really hard.
TLC matches as the main event every week, or Hell in a Cell matches, doing slander promos, and then in 3 months, half my roster would be free agents, and I would have no money to re-sign them. So I'd have to start all over. But I never complained, because it was challenging. Now I had to think. Like I said, it wasn't just button mash, hit a few finishers, win the match, and on to the next one. This was a whole different mode. A mode that you could play without wrestling in any matches. It was such a wonderful, challenging, but addictive mode, and it was very deep as well. You had to be smart with your decisions. What were you going to spend your money on?
Yep, you gotta be really smart.
Are you sure you want to have this Hell in a Cell match on a random episode of Raw? Yeah, you'll get good ratings, but what about your pockets? Because, you know, they're going to feel the effect of it as well. Look, John Cena's contract is expiring in 3 weeks, and I don't have enough money. How can I raise some funds? It was something that we had never seen in a wrestling game before. It was so different. This was the first year of General Manager mode, so it's not my favorite version, and I won't say it's the best version. In my opinion, that's 2007. But man, I'll always love this version because this started it all.
It did.
There was just so much content in this game. There was something for everyone here. One of the coolest things they added was the locker room.
I bet, yes.
It wasn't really a locker room. It was more like just a
I remember that, man.
But it's first person where you can walk around and put
childhood
your
memories.
trophies, your belts. You can customize it, put some posters on the wall, get some decorations, check up on the computer, go to the WWE shop and unlock stuff. It was a really cool place where you just go and you're like, wow, look at all the stuff I've done in this game. Look at all the stuff I've earned. A really awesome feature. And one of the coolest things about this game, there was finally a portable version. Yes, there was a PSP version of this game. So everything that I mentioned so far, you could do whatever you wanted on your PSP.
Look at the Eugene kids.
We never, ever, up until this point, had any portable wrestling game that was even close to this. All we got were a bunch of boring Game Boy games, which didn't really even feel like wrestling games.
Yeah,
it was just a bunch of 16-bit blocks. Like, it wasn't anything special. But these legends at THQ and Ukes ported over this game basically exactly the same to the PSP. Full story mode, full GM mode, full credit entrance, all that jazz. Sure, the graphics were downgraded, but the gameplay was still similar and really, really fun. Yo, the PSP version was fire. To this day, I'm still shook at how good they ported this over. This game had more features on the PSP than some Nintendo Switch games have these days. It was basically a one-to-one port. This game was amazing. That's all I can say.
One of the best.
Huge upgrade to SmackDown versus Raw. Better in every single way. This was the huge leap that fans wanted when they heard that the SmackDown series was no more and SmackDown versus Raw was taking over. But the wait was worth it. This is an all-time great wrestling game. Scratch that. This is more than that. This is an all-time great video game.
Yes, it is.
Growing up, even my friends who didn't watch wrestling loved playing this game. It just has so much content. It has something for everyone that, yeah, it's not just a good wrestling game, it's a good video game. I had so much fun playing this growing up, and to this day, I'll still emulate it on my Android phone with the PSP version. I'll still play it at home with my PS2. I'll emulate it on my PC. It's an all-time great classic. It never gets old, and all these years later, it still holds up. What a game. Holy shit. Shout out SmackDown vs. Raw 2006.
Look at this man. He can't style. Hell, he can barely profile.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all. Easily one of the greatest games of all time. Like it was definitely a huge improvement over the SmackDown vs. Raw. The first SVR game was really good. It was really solid. Like I say, it was kind of a downgrade from Here Comes the Pain. But it did step up the next year with 06. 06, like he said, is one of the best. Like you got the roster was really good. The gameplay was really good. Story mode was really good. Creative wrestler was really good. They created interest in everything, and also GM mode as well. Like I said a lot of times, you know, I really didn't understand GM mode. I thought GM mode was really hard for me, and I just didn't really get it. But now I can see why a lot of people love playing GM mode because it's competitive and also the layout's just really good. It's just really good. So shout out to SVR 06. It's definitely one of the greatest games of all time. I really love playing these SVR games because they represent my childhood. You know, I wish if there's like a time travel machine, and I would go back in time. I would go back in time for like to 04, 05, 06, 07, or 08, because those are my prime years playing these wrestling games, and it just holds a special place in my heart playing these wrestling games. So these were really good. I'm also going to react to this. I'm also going to react to his video right here. What made SVR 07 was so good. 07 was definitely a huge improvement. Well, actually, in my opinion, the best SVR game of all time. So I want to check out that video in another time. But to the next time, This is your boy JPTHEGLOVE74. If you like this video, please make sure you hit that like button and also comment down below where's y'all's favorite SVR game. Do y'all love the first one, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11? Leave your comments down below, and also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see y'all in the next video. Hope you guys have a really great day, y'all. God bless y'all. Peace.